From the creation of America, our country has always been composed of immigrants who made the journey to America in search of a better life. There was always a steady stream of immigrants. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, a wave of an unprecedented amount of immigrants flooded into the United States. Over 14 million people immigrated to escape famines, discrimination, war, and to pursue a new life of opportunities and dreams. Their ocean journey will be as turbulent as their new life in the States. The first stop for most immigrants is Ellis Island and Angel Island. Chinese and Asian immigrants will enter the States through Angel Island, and European immigrants will enter the States by way of Ellis Island. For immigrants from the East, sight of the Statue of Liberty is a beacon of hope. This moment marks the first step in a new life for every immigrant and a new chapter of American history. Immigrants must pass a physical exam, answer a series of questions about themselves, and pay a fee. Should they fail any one of these three, they will be deported to their homeland. Although these islands serve as a gateway into a life of promise, these immigrants must endure nights in drafty halls and filthy conditions on Ellis and Angel Island. Many immigrants are even held for weeks before they are allowed to pass. One Chinese immigrant writes, "For what reason must I sit in jail? It is only because my country is weak and my family poor." For the immigrants who do pass through, they are ready to begin their new life. Most immigrants settle in big cities without any specialized skills or much money. Most were desperate and were forced to take more undesirable jobs for low wages. Many Chinese and Irish find work building the Transcontinental Railroad. Many immigrants who arrive in Texas from Mexico take up a life of farming or mining. For those who ventured into cities, factories are the way of life. All of these jobs are unsafe and pay very little, but it is the only jobs available to immigrants. Even so, many native-born Americans bear a strong prejudice towards immigrants because they feel as if immigrants threaten their jobs. The hardships of immigrant life extend beyond the confines of prejudice. The housing situation is crammed, with one small room per family in hastily constructed apartments. Garbage was often not collected, sewers could be backed up, and there is sometimes no clean drinking water. Consequently, sickness and disease are a commonplace. Despite all these struggles, immigrants endure in hopes of achieving their dreams. Many also come to create cultural communities like Chinatown and Little Italy to cope with their challenges. People in these neighborhoods often cooperated to achieve similar tasks, such as building places of worship. As many immigrants held on to their cultures, they also began to assimilate and become accustomed with American life by learning English and taking classes on citizenship. By 1882, many Americans are fed up with the increasing influx of immigrants. As a result, Congress moves to pass the Chinese Exclusion Act, which would ban Chinese immigration until 1942. They also passed taxes that made it harder for immigrants to enter the U.S. As tensions surge, so does the growth of large American cities like Chicago and New York. Our culture also becomes greatly diversified, with a large mix of immigrants integrated into our society. Without these immigrants, our country wouldn't be what it is today. We would have not taken the first step to linking our country with the Transcontinental Railroad, and our economies and cities would not have seen the boost that they did with the influx of immigrants. Most of all, immigrants helped to create and transform our country into the melting pot of diverse and integrated cultures from all corners of the world.